Join me on my job hunting journey. I've officially been graduated for almost 6 months, which is crazy to think about. A little bit about me is that I have a degree in marketing and a certificate in marketing research and analysis. During my time at school, I was very involved on campus. I was an RA. I was the treasurer of my sorority. I did 3 internships. I was a speaker at graduation, and I graduated.
All of that means nothing in the real world, unfortunately.
So, here we are. If you could not tell, I love to stay busy. I'm very much a go-getter, so being in this funk right now is not working out for me. Let's dive into my job hunting journey so far. So in September of 2024, I started looking for jobs and reaching out to people. In January of 2025, I stopped looking for jobs because I was feeling very discouraged. I'd applied to over 100 jobs. I got one offer and it ended up being a fake company.
So that means she's not in the labor force, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics.
Very discouraging
Weird.
to me because I thought that I had hit the nail right on the head with that one, and I did not.
Seems like applying to jobs nowadays is a job by itself. In fact, so many people right now are very burnt out from the current job. People who have work are saying that bonuses are small and salary increases are very low. I have a lot of people trying to find a new job, trying to job hunt and increase their career opportunities and get paid more, but it's also pretty much impossible. Constant rejection emails.
You can't even get onto DoorDash, dude. You would have to sit on a wait list. You can't even get on Instacart, man. It's all booked up. We are at max capacity. If your area isn't yet, it will be.
Being ghosted, ghost jobs, and scams on LinkedIn and Indeed doesn't make things good. I mean, the fact that you got to apply to 1,500 applications to finally get an offer is actually crazy. You know, on average, it's like 6 to 12 months before you get a job and several hundred applications later. The job market is cooked, and a lot of times people aren't lucky. You know, they get a job offer, it's not exactly the job they want, it's not exactly the salary they want, but they're forced to get it because the job market is so cooked right now. And it's just sucks. You know, jobs, trying to find one is harder than trying to find.
You know, it's not even guaranteed when you have your start date either. There could be some stupid shenanigans, there could be some shit that happens when you get there. You never know. It's not like it's in the bag. It's just wild.
Your college back in high school, right? Trying to find a job right now is the hardest thing ever. It's harder than standardized testing.
And you can see here the only way that they were able to get the job was through a referral through somebody they know. So even still, like, it all comes down to somebody you knew somehow. This is why the great college scam is alive and well.
It's harder than college exams. This guy ended up submitting around like 1,500 to 1,600 applications, mostly through LinkedIn, company sites, and maybe even Indeed too, and finally gets one position after all of this grinding.
Oh, wow.
This dude started applying last year in September. This post was a couple months ago, so probably May. Took him several months to finally get a job, nearly a year. But hey, congratulations to this guy. He finally got a job offer and he's definitely going to snag it. But there's also a lot of unlucky people out there who's applied to 4,000 or 5,000 jobs and still heard nothing back.
That's literally insane.
It sucks. One of the worst job markets I've ever seen, and people are saying that this is worse than like 2008. Check out
Way
some of
worse.
these
Oh,
videos.
yeah, way worse.
If you're graduating college this year, I'm here to feed your delusion. 1 year ago, I graduated college. I had $700 to my name. I chose to take on bodybuilding, which is the most expensive hobby that exists.
What? Sounds like maybe you were interested in a guy that was into bodybuilding. It's very rare
And also
a woman comes around and says, I'm going to get into bodybuilding.
not to get a job. Instead, I chose to work for myself as an artist and pursue that full time and really take a chance on myself. In
Whoops.
1 year, I have made 6 figures in this job. I have met a plethora of people because of this job, and I am now traveling the world because of this job. My job being my dream of being an artist. Now is the time in your life to take the chance on yourself.
Damn.
And it's not on the same timeline for everyone. If it takes you a year, if it takes you 5 years, if it takes you 10 years, this is the only life that we get.
How do you make it in a world of bodybuilding looking like that?
This is
Where's your website?
the only go around that you get. You don't get to do it again. Just do it. Just do it.
She makes a good point, dude. You know, people laugh. Just like me. I was just like, bodybuilding, what? There she is, 100,000 a year, flying around the world. Apparently, I guess. Which, yeah. I don't know. You see me sitting here on YouTube. Yeah, she has a good point, dude. You only get one chance. And if you just keep sitting here complaining about it, it's going to be even worse, dude. You got to do something. You know, I've already maxed out the amount of jobs I can do, plus have this, and you just got to keep trying. When this fails, I'm going to try something else.
Please do it.
One thing I've been thinking about a lot recently is why in some jobs and some industries you can join a union, but in others you can't. Because essentially what a union is doing is standing up for your rights and helping you fight and negotiate for.
Yeah, that's how a union's supposed to work, you know, but really a union is taking money out of your paycheck every 2 weeks, and you hope that they do all these things, and you hope that they got your back, and you hope that when layoffs come around that they do something about it, and you hope that when they start to cut wages or something that they step in and do something about it. That's the stuff that you hope. Unions are hit or miss. It's not like you're in a union and you're good to go. They're different, just like businesses are different. Unions are different. Some unions are full of, you know, straight up crooks, people stealing it. You know, these people legally take money out of your paycheck every 2 weeks, and you just hope that they help you. You don't know if they are. Some will. Teamsters does for UPS, that's for sure. Look at their pay raise.
Better pay, better working conditions, things like that. And I'm like, why isn't this available to everyone?
It's very disadvantageous to the company to allow the union to unionize. The union is great for the lowest common denominator of person working there. If you're a lazy person that just wants a paycheck and get the hell out of there, a union is great for you. All right? If you're really good at your job and you're looking to make moves and actually become somebody and be productive, a union is terrible for you. You're not going to like a union at all. You're going to be just the same as anybody else. A union brings you down to the lowest one, the lowest common denominator. It'll put you there. So I don't like unions for that reason. I'd rather not be in a union. I'd rather be able to negotiate by myself. You know, when you're in a union, you can't negotiate your pay. You can't negotiate anything. Everything's said for you. You have people that are negotiating for you in the union that you pay. You pay them to do that for you, and you hope they do a good job. You know, you trade your paycheck. You trade your paycheck, basically. You give them a piece of your paycheck every 2 weeks just for the promise that they're going to make something work, and you get one vote. You know, you pay money, and you get one vote. So again, it's really hit or miss. Be careful with these unions. I was in a union. I got laid off. I got told to get fucked.
Essentially, why are companies allowed to just treat people like shit and pay them shitty and overwork them, etc.?
Because these people don't negotiate anything different, or they literally don't just quit and find a new job. They won't do it. They just stay there. This is what gives them that power. Those people should quit or negotiate something better. If they're in a job that it requires any sort of skill or anything like that, or if it's a job where you actually need to be productive, they should get that raise. And it would be hard for the business to fill that position. So they're going to think twice about doing this. That's not the way it goes.
And the reason why I'm thinking about this is, one, because I was laid off and I can't believe what's happening in this job industry right now. But two, I'm currently studying to be an accountant, and I'm looking at accounting jobs. And something that came up in class today was, if you know anything about accounting, or if you've heard of like the big four CPA firms, what they're kind of known for is working their employees to death and working up to 80 hours a week.
Yeah, what do you think is so special about an accountant? Bro, that's going to be dominated by computers. This is going to be AI. What do you mean an accountant? You know, they're not looking for somebody with all these fancy degrees to fucking put numbers in a calculator. No chance. No chance.
And where my mind goes is like, how is this legal? How are companies allowed to treat you like this? And why are people putting up with this shit? Like, why are we not fighting back? Why are we just like accepting working 80 plus hours a week? Because it's really frustrating, because I want to go into this line of business. It's like really good experience, but I fucking refuse to work 80 hours a week.
No. What happened was you were sold a lie. You thought that you could just go to college and then have your line of jobs to pick out from. It doesn't work like that. You have to be good at something. You're not good at anything. You're an accountant. Barely. You went to school to be an accountant. I don't trust that shit. I went to school for business. I don't know how to fucking start a business. Run a business? You think you're just going to step up in there and have your pick at all these jobs? Sorry, but it's just not that easy. And a lot of people are going to find out that it's just not that easy. On that note, holy crap, this video is very long. I have to go to work, dude.